Hey everybody, Jason here. So today I'd like to show you how to do the C-Fly Wedge Tarp Shelter. Let's have a look. So the C-Fly Wedge is considered a moderately difficult shelter to set up. The good things about the C-Fly Wedge is that it offers good wind protection from one side, it has a floor, and also offers rain protection. The negatives are that this shelter does have the tendency to sag, and it's also unprotected from the wind on two sides. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is lay out the tarp on the ground. And this shelter is basically divided into three parts, but they're not equal three parts. So what I want to do is from one corner, I'll come in and I have one tie-off point. And then I'll have the same tie-off point on the other side. I want to create a straight line from this tie-out point to the one on the other side, and between the two trees I'm going to use as my anchor points. Okay, so now with the tarp loosely spread out, I'm just going to take one of my tent pegs and just secure it to the ground in line between the two trees that I'm going to have as my ridge line. Now with the tarp temporarily pegged down in place, I'm going to run my ridge line from the two trees. Now to anchor it off to the first tree, I'm going to use a running bowline, and then I'm going to use a trucker's hitch on the other side. Alright, so the trucker's hitch is super simple. All you need to do is just loop around your tree, then form a bite in your working line here, and just do a little loop knot, pass through your working end, and then we can pull it tight. Now, right now we don't want it tight. We want to be able to work, because what we're going to do is form little loops. So you want to have enough space or enough slack in your rope that you can create two little loops. Okay, and we're going to pass those through our tie-off points in our tarp. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to go up two tie-off points. Okay, so again, it's one from the end, and like I mentioned, I'm going to create a loop. I'm going to pass the loop through my tarp tie-off, and then I'm going to use a stick as a toggle. Now your stick is going to need to be thick enough. All right, a thin stick will tend to slide, a thicker stick will hold it better. Okay, and then I'll go down to the other end and do the same. Okay, so now that I have my toggles in place, I'm just going to tighten up my ridge line. Now I'm probably going to need to adjust this again, but I'm going to tighten it up so that it just doesn't blow around on me as I work. Now with my ridge line in place, I'm going to pull out the pegs from my ground piece and then pull the back wall so that it's tight on an angle downwards. Okay, now as you can see, as I'm working, I'm just continuously adjusting the height and the tension on all of my lines. So right now I have the back pegged out, and I've found that I can raise up the height of my ridge line, and so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is take care of my roof section. And to do that, I'm going to attach a guy line on each corner and then peg it out. Okay, so what I do for guy lines is I've got pre-cut lengths of paracord. Basically, I buy the paracord at 100-foot lengths. So I cut 3 lengths at 25 feet, and then the last 25 feet I cut in half to 12.5 feet. So yeah, perfect length for a guy line. And again, I'm just going to use a running bowline to tie off to the tarp loop here. Okay, so I'm using a tautline or a tautline hitch to attach the guy lines because it creates an adjustable loop at the end of a working line. So I can tie it here, but then adjust the tension as I need it. All right, so I have the roof and the back wall in place now. So now I'm just going to take care of the floor by just going underneath and pulling out the floor and then pegging it in place. There you have it, the C-Fly Wedge Tarp Shelter. Now, as you can see, mine has a bit of a crease on the back. That's because of the hill that I'm on. But you can also see that the shelter has a roof, it has a back, and it has a floor. The floor's relatively small. If I wanted, I could prop a stick to hold the back further away, but it does provide enough room to lie down. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, so before we go, I wanted to thank you for watching and remind you to please leave a comment, and if you enjoyed the video and the series, give the video the thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Okay, thanks for watching.